What was one of the biggest leap of faith moments that you have made on your journey?
I would say accepting the invitation to become a Kumu Hula. At the time, I was my Kumu's primary dancer. I was her right-hand person. I would help her in classes. I would dance when she needed a performer. And so the transition from being the lead dancer to a Kumu is very different, because then as Kumu, it's not my place on the stage. It would be my dancers dancing on my behalf. At 23 is actually when I was invited, maybe even when I was around 22, because my Kumu was facing health challenges and she knew that her time was limited. And so she was planning one final graduation ceremony. And that's when she asked me to consider being a Kumu. I really had to face a lot of deep insecurity over feeling that I wasn't ready or prepared, that I wasn't qualified, that I wasn't good enough. And it really took a major leap of faith to envision a future for myself where my Kumu was no longer there. And she did pass very shortly after graduation. She also had foresight. And that was a very big leap of faith for me to accept when I was feeling very just young. And also moving forward, way, way, way forward in time, the invitation to join the Still and Moving Center community was a major leap of faith. I had been working in Waikiki doing lomi for a decade. I had seniority there. And I met Renee, and she invited me to the center, which was under construction. So there were bales of construction equipment and materials in the parking lot. There were people hanging out the windows. There was no barefoot ballroom. There was no kwanyin. There was nothing in the kitchen, no washing machine, no refrigerator. It was just the bare construction zone. When she painted a picture of what she envisioned for Still and Moving Center, I went for it. I accepted her offer. And that leap of faith, now 16 years later, has unfolded into the most amazing life. So yes, becoming a Kumu and becoming part of Still and Moving Center, I'd say were major pivotal moments in my life.
What do you feel made you make that second leap of faith with standing in that construction zone and then also speaking with Renee? What do you think helped you to make that leap of faith?
It's a good question. It's something I think about to this day. How to put into words that sense of deep inner knowing, right? There, I think we all have within us a sense of knowing that will either draw us towards something or we can sense being pushed away from something. And again, it's hard to articulate because everybody is going to come to that sense in their own way. But for example, there have been times where I wanted to visit a sacred area where I maybe even brought a lei or something. And when I got to the place, I just had a sense of this isn't the right time, or I'm not meant to be here. And I have done my best to listen to that. And with Still and Moving Center, there was this just inner knowing, this deep inner knowing that this was going to be the next step in the path. And I've been fortunate in my life to have had that sense many times, whether it was after graduating high school to go and dance hula in Japan when I was 18.
Wow.
When I came back to enroll in massage school when I was still 18 years old, when I was invited to apprentice under my first lomi teacher, just this sense of knowing that the next step was going to be the right one. And that has led me here. And I encourage everybody in their own unique way, in your own unique way, to learn to sense that inner knowing that will guide us either towards or maybe not, or maybe just to wait. I think it's an innate human ability that we all have that can be muted by too much outward influences, but deep, deep within, I think we all do have the sense.
Absolutely. So beautifully shared.
It's what I pray for. Inner knowing.
Yes.
That the next step be the right one. And if not, that I can find meaning as I go back to the right next step. If I make a decision that leads to some kind of suffering in myself or in others, then I try not to beat myself up about it, but instead to take a step back and learn, okay, well, that was not successful. How might I do it again this way? Or if I felt in some way wronged or harmed, how might another person experience that? And of course, I don't want somebody to feel harmed. It's a calibrating tool. When I make a mistake, I find that it's just more information. That's how I try to look at it.
I feel that helps you move through the world with the grace that you do. I love that you shared about your inner guidance, and I feel that is going to help a lot of people to try to listen to that more. We all do have an inner compass.
Yes.